Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome to my Ninjago minifigure collection video. This video will kind of cover the minifigure collection that I've been building over the past year pretty much when I seriously started to go ahead and consider completing the entire Ninjago minifigure lineup. Now first things first, this is not, I guess, a complete collection as of yet. There are still several figures that I am missing. This is just a really good update. Over the past month, I've kind of been, I guess, collecting more and more figures off of Bricklink, which you'll find the link to in the description if you want to go ahead and check that out. Not sponsored, by the way, but yeah, it's definitely a good place to go ahead and get used Ninjago minifigures, which is what I needed for my collection. This is not complete again, there are still several figures that I'm missing, and we'll go through that later on as I sort of cover these figures individually. Again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail regarding these figures when we go through them one by one, because I want to save that for a big final collection video when I, eventually complete this collection, which definitely is the goal. There aren't that many that I'm missing, but there are a few that I wish I would have. But again, we'll cover those when we get to them. So just expect in this video sort of a brief rundown on the minifigure. I'll quickly give my thoughts on it as we go through it. And again, in terms of the ninja suits, these are canonical to the TV show. I'm not doing the NRG ninja, which I really don't care to have because, again, in the show, the NRG forms were basically the true potential forms, but they were actually their ZX forms instead of, whatever the NRG minifigures are. You won't see things like the Airjitsu suits on this list that came from the Airjitsu flyers because, again, they're not, canon to the show. And you also won't see the Ninjago minifigure movie figures here at all because, again, they are not canon to the actual show. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Again, I'll kind of explain it as I'm going along. This is very much a work in progress collection. Not complete by any means, but let's just get started by taking a look at the original Ninja. So here we have Kai in his original setup, definitely not a bad minifigure, definitely really like that. Here we have Jay in his original suit, we have Cole in his original suit, we have Zane in his original suit, and I am going to be adding in here Lloyd, the original Lloyd, the short-legged, I guess, child version of Lloyd, because again, he's not a ninja as of this point, but this is the very first time that we saw Lloyd, so I'll be including him here. I do not have the first edition of Nia yet, so that is one that I am missing. Next up, we have the DX suits. I have all of these for all of the ninja. We have Kai's DX suit looking very, very cool. We have Jay's DX suit looking awesome. We have Cole's DX suit, which is a little bit faded, but that's okay. And we have Zane's DX suit, which is very awesome as well. Lloyd also got a DX suit, and I do have that figure, but it is not in this collection because it is not canon to the actual show. Next up, we have the Kendo armor for each of the ninja. The Kendo suits are very, very cool as well, in my opinion. They're just the original suits, only with, I guess, Kendo armor. Here we have Kai in his Kendo armor. We have Jay in his Kendo armor, looking very, very awesome. We have Cole in his Kendo armor. Something to note here, I am missing the legs for this Cole Kendo suit. This is not the correct way that the suit actually has to be. We have Zane in his Kendo armor looking very awesome, and there were a few other Kendo suits as well, but they, of course, they are not canon to the actual show, so they're not included in this collection. Next up, we have ZX. Here we have Kai ZX looking very cool. We have Jay ZX looking awesome as well. Cole ZX is kind of a little strange in my opinion, but definitely not bad, and Zane ZX is fairly awesome as well. Here we have our first Green Ninja version of Lloyd. This is Lloyd ZX, came out in 2012. Definitely one of my favorite minifigures, and I will be including the first version of Samurai X, otherwise known as Nia. Again, she is not a ninja yet, but I figured I'd include her because she becomes a ninja later on, and this just kind of lines up with these ZX minifigures. Jumping into the kimono suits here, we have Kai kimono. The kimono suits were always some of my favorite suits growing up. Here we have Jay's kimono looking amazing as well. Cole's kimono is very cool with the black and the gray. Zane's kimono looks awesome with the black, the white, and the gold. And then here we have Lloyd's kimono looking very awesome as well. And of course, he gets the golden version as well. One of my favorite Ninjago minifigures and one of the fan favorite minifigures as well. Jumping into Rebooted, here we have Kai Rebooted. These were the first suits to include the half mask piece, and this is the first time that we actually got Kai's hairstyle as a Lego piece. Here we have Jay Techno, definitely not too bad. Cole Techno is a little bit messy, and I'm also not really a big fan of how none of the Techno Ninja pretty much have leg printing. They're all just kind of blank on the legs. Here we have Zane Techno, kind of a rare figure to get your hands on. And I should also point out that Zane has another variant of the Techno suit, which is battle damaged, and that's a really cool one to have as well. And here we have Lloyd Techno looking very awesome in that. Moving into the stone armor suits, these ones were modified a little bit from when they were actually introduced in their respective lines. The stone armor versions were released all over the place for the ninja, and I did customize them to make them look a little bit more like they do in the show. This is Kai in his, I guess, stone armor variant, looking very awesome. I love the stone armor variants. Here we have Jay in his, again, kind of a little bit of a mix-up and a little bit of a customization from what it actually was as you know, an official minifigure. Here we have Cole in his stone armor, looking very, very cool, and Zane's stone armor variant is also really cool. This of course replicates his look in the final battle of season 3, and Lloyd has one as well, and his is very cool too. I'm also going to be including the second version of Samurai X, otherwise known as Nia. This is what she had when the other ninja were in their stone armor. Jumping into the Ninjago tournament wave, we actually had 4 minifigures in the actual tournament outfits. This is Kai in his tournament outfit, looking very, very awesome. I love the tournament outfits. Here's Jay in his. We have Cole in his tournament outfit, and Lloyd has one as well. Zane did not have one, even though a minifigure was released of the tournament suit, but of course it is not canon, so I do not have it. And of course, this is a good idea to introduce Nia's third Samurai X variant. This is what she had during season 4, and it kind of lines up with the tournament style robe figures. Jumping right into the Zukin figures, here we have Kai in his. Definitely very, very cool. I love the Zukin figures as well. Definitely reminds me a lot of the nostalgia that I have for season 4. Here's Jay in his Zukin armor, looking amazing. Cole looks amazing in his. Cole's probably my favorite Zukin armor. Zane definitely has a Zukin form. This is his titanium form. The first time we actually saw him back after his sacrifice in season 3, looking very awesome in the silver, though I do think he could use a little bit more white. And here's Lloyd in his Zukin armor, looking very cool. Next up in the timeline of the show, we have the deep stone armor for the ninja. Here we have Kai in his. These suits were mainly black and, you know, their respective ninja color, which is a very cool combination. Here we have Jay in his, I guess, deep stone suit, looking amazing. Cole, as I said earlier, kind of got screwed over with his gray color scheme. I definitely think later versions of Cole improved on this color scheme a little bit more. And here we have Zane in his, still with his robotic face from the previous version. Lloyd, of course, has his, and there is another version of Lloyd which is possessed by Morrow, but I no longer have that figure, and I'm considering getting it again. And of course, this is the very first time we actually got Nia in a ninja suit, and this is, I guess, technically her deep stone armor, even though it looks nothing like the other ninja. Next up, we have the Skybound Ninja, looking awesome. Here we have Kai in his. I love how these suits actually do incorporate the gold armor piece, which was new at the time. Here's Jay in his, the star of Season 6 himself. Here's Cole in his, and you'll notice that my version of Cole actually has this version as a ghost, because during Season 6 he was, of course, a ghost. Zane's I do not have. I do not have Skybound Zane, though I do have the torso piece for it. I'm still missing some other parts for it as well. Here we have Lloyd in his Skybound suit, looking very cool. I love the black and the green. And here's Nia in her Skybound suit, actually obtaining a color for once. Here we have her in a dark red variant, which looks very cool. Next up, Day of the Departed. I'm missing quite a few minifigures for this. I do not have the Day of the Departed Kai. That is one that I'm missing. My Day of the Departed Jay is missing the head as well, or at least the mask of it, because this was included in the Samurai X Cave set, which for some reason did not include the proper mask. I don't have the Day of the Departed Cole as well, because again, it's not really one that I got. I didn't really care for Day of the Departed, so I didn't really get any of the sets. Of course, I will go back and get this figure eventually. Zane I do have, except it's the wrong shoulder armor. This is actually a dark, I guess, metallic gunmetal gray shoulder armor. It actually just came with a just straight silver one, which I do not have. I do have Lloyd's though. Lloyd Complete Day of the Departed. I do have his, looking very cool, and I do have Nia's in her full Day of the Departed outfit, which also looks very cool. Now, Hands of Time, I actually do have some of these figures. Here we have Kai in his Hands of Time form. The first time we actually got a new face for Kai, surprisingly. Here we have Jay in his Hands of Time suit, looking awesome. Not really a big fan of the Hands of Time suits overall. They all just kind of seemed personally a little clustered to me, but it's definitely just my opinion. Here's Cole in his. You can see he does have this ghost scar now, because this was after his, I guess, transformation back into a human from Day of the Departed. I don't have Zane's, unfortunately. Zane is the only Hands of Time suit that I do not have. I do have Lloyd's, though. Lloyd looks pretty good in my opinion, with the black and the green, 2 shades of green. And of course I do have Nia, first, I guess, taking on the, I guess, title of the Gray Ninja for the first time. Again, you won't see the actual movie suits in here because they are not canon to the show, but jumping right into the first redesigns for the ninja, here we have Kai from Sons of Garmadon, looking very awesome as well. I love the Sons of Garmadon suits, they all look amazing. Here's Jay, definitely one of the highlights in my opinion. I love the white with the blue. Cole's looks great as well, definitely has a more consistent color scheme as opposed to some other variants of Cole that came before. Zane looks awesome. This is the first time we got his new robotic sort of headpiece that didn't exist for the movie sets, because of course Zane was not in a titanium form in the movie. Here's Lloyd, Sons of Garmadon form, looking awesome, and I do not have Nia's, unfortunately. I do not have Nia from the Sons of Garmadon set. Jumping right into the hunted line though, here is Kai in his hunted form, again missing the mask on it because LEGO does not like to include the various masks in their sets for whatever reason, so I just gave him his hairpiece right now, still looking for the mask. I do not have Hunted Jay, I do not have Hunted Jay, he just does not exist in my collection as of this point. Hunted Cole though does exist, and he looks really cool. I love the sort of torn up expression that he has, and I love sort of the overall physique that he possesses. It's definitely really, really cool. Hunted Zane is another very cool figure in my opinion, and again, all of the hunted suits were kind of battle damaged versions of the Season 8 Sons of Garmadon suits. Lloyd's here is in the same boat as Kai. For some reason, the set that he came in did not include the mask, so I'm still looking for the mask, but I do have the rest of Hunted Lloyd. And I do have the complete Hunted Nia, finally, in her sort of black, gray, and blue color scheme here, looking very awesome. Jumping right into the Legacy suits, here's Kai Legacy looking awesome. I do have all the Legacy suits, by the way, for the Ninja. Here's Jay in his Legacy garb looking amazing as well. Definitely a standout figure. Cole definitely takes a step back in my opinion. I do like Season 11 Cole a little bit more, but Legacy Cole isn't that bad either. Zane Legacy looks awesome, and you can see I did give him an extra robotic headpiece because that's how he looked in the show and all over the, I guess, Legacy or March of the Oni posters, so I wanted to have him in his robotic form. I have Lloyd Legacy here looking awesome in the 2 shades of green, and I do have Golden Lloyd as well from Legacy. Even though it wasn't technically in the show, it did appear in some of the old, I guess, Legacy shorts that are technically canon to the show if you just use your imagination a little bit, so that's why he's included here. Definitely not a bad figure. And to round out the Legacy collection, I do have Legacy Nia looking awesome in the red and the blue yet again. Jumping right into the Season 11 figures, I only have a few of these. Here is Season 11 Kai, looking very cool with the symbol on the mask and the new armor piece that all of the Ninja have. I do not have Season 11 Jay yet. He is still one that I need to get. He's still a fairly new figure, so it's not that big of a deal. I do have Season 11 Cole, though, and this Cole is easily one of my favorite Cole figures of them all. I definitely love the colors going on here. He looks, really great. I really, really like him. Here we have Season 11 Zane with his blue hands and, of course, the new armor piece. Definitely an exclusive and very, very unique version of Zane. I really love this variant. Season 11 Lloyd I do not have, unfortunately. He is one of the only Lloyd figures that I do not have, and I also do not have Season 11 Nia as of yet, because again, all these Season 11 figures are fairly new, so that's pretty much what I'm going for there. Kind of a newer style of figure. Of course, I do have several other Ninja allies and things like that. They are not complete yet. I'm missing characters such as Ronin, both versions, and a few other variants as well, some other Elemental Masters that I'm missing, but we'll just jump through these pretty quick here. Here's the first version of Skylar looking awesome in her orange kind of suit. Here's the second version of Skylar with sort of the red sort of hooded look going for her, very cool. And the third version of Skylar is very cool as well. This is from the Ninjago Hunted line. I do have some other Elemental Masters, including Karloff here looking amazing. I have Ash, the Master of Smoke, I have Shade, the Master of Shadow, and I have Griffin Turner, the Master of Speed. And that's pretty much it for the other Elemental Masters that I have. But I do have Ray, which is of course Kai and Nia's father, and I have Maya, Kai and Nia's mother. I figured I'd go ahead and include some other Ninja allies in here, so here we have Dareth looking awesome, and again we have both versions of Dareth, the 1 and the 2. One of them came out in a polybag, I believe, and the other version came out in the Temple of Air-Jitsu set. Here is a figure that I'm really happy to have. This is little Nelson looking adorable in his little purple getup here. I'm really glad I actually have this figure. This was kind of a rough one to try to complete for me, but I'm glad I actually completed it. Here we have the first version of Pixel, which is again another Ninja ally. I do not have the first Samurai X version of Pixel that came out in the Hands of Time sets, but I do have the second version of Samurai X Pixel, which is of course her new look in seasons 8, 9, 10, and 11. Rounding out the robotic Ninja allies, I do have Echo Zane looking very awesome in sort of the copper coloring, and I have Misako because you really can't go wrong with Misako. She was always a good ally, right? I have Cyrus Borg here, the only figure of Cyrus Borg that exists, and I did customize that with the proper hairpiece, which he did not have originally. And oh my gosh, I just realized I completely forgot to cover the Master Wu minifigures that I have. I'm missing the very first version of Master Wu. I do not have that, but I do have the very first original black robe version of him, which is really much better in my own opinion. Here is Techno Wu, or Evil Master Wu, definitely not a bad suit there. Here we have the suit that Master Wu wore in the Temple of Air-Jitsu set. He used this outfit for the first few episodes of Season 5. This is Sensei Wu's Master Wu variant, the first time that title was actually given to Wu. Here we have the Wu that was included in the Season 7 sets, I believe. Definitely not a bad Wu here. Here is little baby Wu. I do not have, I guess, the actual baby body for him. I just have him in sort of this little wrap getup here. Not too too bad either. Here is Teen Wu, which is how Wu looked during the Ninjago Hunted story. I do not have the fully armored up golden version of Teen Wu, however, that one I'm still have, yet to receive, and this is the most recent version of Wu, or at least one of the more recent versions of Wu. This came out in the Legacy sets. I do not have the Season 11 Master Wu because I'm still trying to acquire that one. Just a few random figures in here. Here we have the Mailman, which is a character that, a lot of fans really enjoy. And I have Captain Soto in his prison uniform, because this is the only time that that figure was actually included in an actual set. Also for allies, here we have Hutchins. Not really a major important character, but definitely not one that I should exclude from the collection. And now we're jumping into Ninjago villains. Here we have Lord Garmadon, the original version of Garmadon, looking very, very cool. And I do have the second version of Garmadon as well, the sort of four-armed version. This guy kind of has two versions. He has the one with the bone helmet, and this one, though, has the stone armor helmet. Here's the first version of Sensei Garmadon, looking amazing after his purification in the finale of Season 2 of Ninjago. I don't have the second version of Sensei Garmadon, though. I'm still missing that one, but I do have the resurrected version of Lord Garmadon from the Ninjago Season 8 story. Here we have Scales. I am missing several of the Serpentine. I'm not going to get every Serpentine member out there, but I do want to go ahead and get the main generals. Pythor, I only have one version of as well. This is his version, I believe, from Day of the Departed. Could be wrong about that, but I'm still missing, I think, two other versions of him. I do have both versions of Kozu, though, version 1 from the Season 2 story, and version 2 from the Day of the Departed story. Here is the Overlord, the first time we are actually seeing him in physical minifigure form, and I do have the Legacy Overlord, but he's not included in this collection because, of course, we never saw that version in the actual show. Here's General Cryptor looking awesome. Don't have Mindroid in the collection, but I do have the actual figure. Here we have Master Chen looking amazing, and Klaus, who also looks really, really good. Definitely two standout figures in my opinion. Moro is a fan favorite character for good reason, and I do have his figure. Not really going to get the other Ghost Generals, though. I think Moro is really the only way to go on that. And Nadakon is included in this collection as well because, of course, Nadakon is, well, Nadakon. He's very cool. Here we have the Time Twins, Acronix and Crux. They're pretty much both the exact same figure with a little bit of variance in terms of printing, but definitely cool figures to have, and I did include them with their time blades. I do have both versions of Harumi, the regular princess version, and the sort of evil masked version, so that's pretty cool. And I do have Mr. E as well. Not sure if I'm going to get rid of him in the collection or if I want to get the other two Sons of Garmadon generals as well, but that'll kind of break my rule of only getting main villains, so I might exclude Mr. E from the collection in later videos. And again, some of the other figures that I have in this collection are sort of just Ninjago movie figures that are just kind of filler on the stand until I get more figures that actually, belong in the collection. But that's pretty much it for my entire Ninjago collection. Definitely missing a lot of figures though, but I do have a pretty good start in my opinion to this official minifigure collection. Definitely not a bad hobby in my opinion. I really want to see this improve, but I do have to get a few more figures first, and when I do eventually complete the collection, I will be doing another video going into a little bit more in depth in terms of the actual figures that I enjoy and sort of giving my thoughts on them individually. It'll be a pretty long video, but this one was also a pretty long video, so I'm going to wrap it up there. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and sitting through this entire thing. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know in the comments. I congratulate you. Give yourself a big pat on the back. It's not really fun listening to me ramble for like 20 minutes, but at least you guys were entertained, I would hope. But let me know down below in the comments if your minifigure collection is complete. I would love to complete mine eventually, so let me know what yours looks like down below in the comments. I look forward to reading what other people have in their collections. Are you guys, getting a minifigure collection like this? Let me know down below in the comments, because this is definitely a really fun hobby that I like to do, and I like sharing it with you guys. So let me know down below what your collection looks like, and I look forward to reading your guys' comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll just about do it for this one here. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links in the description for more, social media pages that involve me, myself, and my hobbies. So thank you so much for watching this video once again, guys. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.